So, AT&T just dropped their latest earnings report, and let me tell you, it's way more than just a bunch of numbers on a page. What we're really looking at is the blueprint for a massive reinvention of the company. They are betting the farm on a whole new future, and in this explainer, we are going to deconstruct exactly how they plan to pull it off.
All right, so here is how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at those impressive Q4 results. Then, we'll dig into the strategy for building a completely new kind of AT&T. We'll unpack what they call their convergence playbook, see how they're absolutely doubling down on fiber, and finally, we'll tie it all together to the huge $45 billion payoff they're promising investors. Let's dive in.
Okay, first up, the headline numbers. AT&T had a fantastic fourth quarter, no doubt about it. But what's important to understand is that these results aren't just a good financial report, they're the first real proof that their big new strategy is actually firing on all cylinders.
So let's start with the bottom line. They delivered an earnings per share beat of a solid 6 cents. A great start.
But it didn't stop there. They also pulled in over $500 million more in revenue than anyone expected. This 1-2 punch of beating on both revenue and earnings. It just shows the company has some serious momentum right now.
So, the big question is, how'd they do it? Well, CEO John Stankey laid it out pretty clearly. The success came directly from their laser focus on one thing: getting more and more customers onto their best-in-class 5G and fiber networks. This right here, this is the engine that's driving this entire turnaround.
Okay, so how does all this fit into the grander vision? You have to understand, AT&T isn't just tweaking its business model. They're fundamentally rebuilding it from the ground up. It's kind of like they're tearing out all the old dirt roads and replacing them with the digital superhighways of the future.
In this slide, it just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the old legacy stuff, the copper network. It's expensive to maintain, and the customer base is shrinking. But on the other side, you have modern fiber and 5G. It's actually cheaper to operate, and it's where all the growth is. AT&T is making a very conscious choice to shift all its resources from the old to the new.
And they've got a name for this new focus: advanced connectivity. And look, this isn't just some catchy marketing phrase. This is their entire mission statement in 2 words. The goal is to be the absolute #1 provider of bundled 5G and fiber. This single idea defines every single strategic move they're making right now.
All right, so if advanced connectivity is the destination, how do they get there? The answer is something they call the convergence playbook, and it's all about creating an ecosystem that customers just don't want to leave. To put it simply, convergence is just about convincing people to get both their cell phone service and their home internet from AT&T. And these bundled customers, man, they are the company's most valuable asset. They're way less likely to switch to a competitor, they tend to buy more services, and they're just more profitable over the long haul. And you don't have to take their word for it. The numbers totally back this up. The percentage of their fiber customers who also have AT&T Wireless is climbing fast. It jumped 2 full percentage points in just 1 year, hitting 42%. And get this, that's the fastest increase they have ever recorded. The playbook is working. Okay, this is the really crucial part. Building fiber directly helps them win wireless customers. This quote from their earnings call, wow, it's kind of a bombshell. They're saying that just by having a fiber network in a neighborhood, their share of the mobile market in that same area is 10 percentage points higher. It's proof positive that these two businesses are way more powerful together than they are apart. And when you look at the raw growth numbers, it's just undeniable. Over 1.5 million new high-value phone customers, 1 million new fiber customers, and almost 900,000 new fixed wireless customers. All told, it was their best year for broadband growth in a decade. The strategy isn't just talk, it's delivering real results. You'd think they'd be happy with that, right? Nope. AT&T isn't just sitting back and executing, they are aggressively accelerating. They see that this strategy is a winner, and now they're pouring gasoline on the fire with huge new investments to expand their reach even further. They're making 2 absolutely massive moves. First, they're buying up spectrum from EchoStar to supercharge their 5G network. Second, they're acquiring a huge fiber network from a competitor, Lumen, to instantly expand their internet footprint. Both of these deals are all about one thing: getting bigger, faster.
Just look at this timeline. The scale here is, well, it's just incredible. They're going from 32 million potential customer locations to over 40 million in a single year. And they're not stopping there. After that, they plan to keep adding another 5 million locations every single year.
We're talking about one of the largest infrastructure projects in the entire country.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question, right? The grand finale. What does all of this, the new strategy, the customer growth, the massive expansion, what does it all mean for investors? This is the payoff.
And the number they put out there, it is an absolute showstopper. Over the next 3 years, AT&T plans to return over $45 billion to its shareholders. I mean, think about that for a second. That is nearly a third of the company's entire value right now.
So how are they going to do it? Well, it's a two-part plan. They're going to keep paying their very attractive dividend. And on top of that, they'll be consistently buying back their own stock, which makes every share that's left even more valuable. They're basically committing to hand over more than 3/4 of all the free cash they expect to generate directly to investors.
And this isn't some one-time gimmick either. Their own guidance shows a clear path to accelerating profit growth, hitting double-digit earnings growth, and creating a powerful, growing river of free cash flow for years and years to come. This is the financial payoff for this whole strategic turnaround we've been talking about.
So there you have it. That's the AT&T story. It's a clear strategy, it's strong execution, and it's a massive bet on the future of how we all connect. And it leaves us with one heck of a fascinating question. As new technologies like AI start putting unprecedented demands on our digital infrastructure, is this all-in investment in fiber and 5G the defining move that will crown the next king of connectivity? Well, only time will tell.